Hi, welcome to our presentation on the breadvan application. I'm by myself, Jonathon Williams, Eamon Cornilliac, Shemillia Melville, and Tyreece Hamilton. So the first things first, we have an overview of our presentation. We have the problem areas in the code base, your code base, the old UML model diagram, some redesign goals, the proposed redesign of the UML model diagram, some general improvements made, and the product demo on the CLI. So firstly, we look at some problem areas in the old code base. So especially we start now where we refactoring models, some problems that came up in terms of like redundancies where models like the driver and the resident that inherit from the user model as well. So just remove user model. And there'll be redundancies where things like street ID, fields like area ID, other fields as well would be inherited, and there'll be redundancy because some of these fields would be declared or just used directly at other places in the code base, and that wouldn't work the best with like refactoring other models as well. And just some other general things like the redundancy of the notification system. So we would have added a notification model, which would have changed how certain things work, and some certain controllers as well work. Another thing to talk about was that we did not further the concept of having a driver stock, which was a model in the old UML diagram. So we did not further that concept, and we kind of implement as we went. Next, I'll be looking at the showing off the old UML class diagram. As you can see, we did not use the driver stock model. We added some new models, such as I mentioned, the notification model, the street subscription model, and also menu bread item and the bridge table between those.
Hi everyone, my name is Eamon Cornilliac and I'll be taking us through the proposed redesign and the updated class diagrams for the breadvan app. So with regards to the redesign, we had two main goals. The first one being to refactor the data models to address any underlying issues in the code base. So this just involved moving any common attributes in the driver and resident class into the user abstract base class, as well as standardizing the use of street ID as a primary identifier. These two changes would allow us to have a cleaner class diagram as well as simplified database queries. And then the last change we made to the models were just to simply remove the ones that weren't being utilized. The second main goal that we had was to implement the correct design pattern for the special feature. And in this case, we found that the observer pattern was the appropriate choice to allow residents to subscribe to their street and then be notified whenever a drive was scheduled. Okay, so taking a look here at the updated class diagram, we can see how much better it looks compared to the original one. Since we refactored the models, it allowed for better organization and illustration of the relationships between the models. With regards to the observer pattern, we added two database models, which were street subscription and notification. And then we added some application layer classes as well to handle the notifying. So essentially how it works is that when a drive is scheduled, the drive notifier will dynamically assign and attach observers by iterating through the street subscription table. And then of course call a notify afterwards, which would then call each observer's respective update method, which would then create each notification record.
In our project, the improvements made includes the addition of new models such as notification, street subscription, menu, bread item, and menu bread item. The notification model was created to inform residents of drive arrivals. It includes a method called create notification that creates a new notification when given a message, resident ID, and a drive ID. The street subscription model was created so residents can subscribe to a specific street to receive notifications, and it includes a method called get subscribers for street. This returns a list of street subscriptions when given a specific street ID. The menu model represents a collection of bread items for a specific drive, and it includes methods such as get bread item and get bread item str, both of which will retrieve bread items available for that menu. The bread item model represents the individual item for purchase. So it has a name and a price, and it includes a list method which returns a list of bread items. Then finally, there's the menu bread item model. The menu bread item model really represents the association table that connects the menu and the bread item. It also includes a list method that returns a list of menu bread items.
Hello, good day. My name is Tyreece Hamilton, and today I'll be doing a brief demo on our group's special feature, which was the notification for the Breadvan app. So we're going to start off with the database already cleared. So let's log in as a resident. User login, John. User. So as you can see right now, John has no notifications. And to change that, we first must subscribe to our street. So now John is subscribed to the street, and any drives created to his street, he would receive a notification. So that we shall well, 5, 40, Laguna, Fairley Street. So a new drive was just created. And now John should have so as you can see here, John received a new notification about the drive that was just created to his location. And now I'll showcase the API. As you can see here, we have the site up and running, and we have the Postman collection. URL. I'm just going to run the test and showcase it here. So you can see here that this user here was subscribed to street. Well, first initialized, so the database was reset. The resident subscribed to the street. The new drive was created with the ID, so drive ID was 2. So the notifications, we shall see a new drive 2. Drive 2 sent to drive to the resident's notification. So this here was our brief demo. I thank you for your time and have a pleasant day.